Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, off to a running start. Yes, indeed, this is going to be one of those longer games, so here it is, a 2 versus 2 on rails and metals. Yes, indeed, the most exciting of things, the things you love. Well, who will be the fighters, the contestants? Well, here in the southern corner we are seeing Nixon 1980. Nixon out to prove that he's not a crook by fighting for the glorious Wehrmacht, the Panzer leader in this case. And fighting us alongside him shall be DivizionSS. Fancy name that, of course. Combined, though, they make the, I don't know, let's just say the 9th SS Panzer Division. Fronsberg, Horstaff, Knight, can never get those names right. Nonetheless, so here they are. Opposing them shall be Bodhidharam. Yes, indeed, Bodhidharam here fighting in a 2 versus 2 alongside Vlad. Yes, indeed, Vlad. Off to fight in a bit of a 2 versus 2, not alongside Durex this time around, though. Already there, good bit of teamwork, talking, you know, what to do. I drop at your triage. What could it be? Could it be supply drops? Could it be that they already sort of had a tactics strategy planned out which involves airborne and then dropping supply drops off at his teammate's base? That would certainly be clever. Meanwhile, we are seeing Pioneers advancing up swiftly here, already wiring down a bit. And an MG42 out, so will this be the sort of thing where one player, the Panzer Elite player, goes for most of the infantry? And yes, I'll try to get those skins up soon. I've just, been caught up in other things. Slightly at least. But, with the Panzer Grenadiers then sort of doing most of the work, in which case it would still be a clever idea. And of course, sorry for talking so fast, but it would be a clever idea for DivizionSS as swiftly as possible to get up some medic bunkers and of course get those wounded in. Panzer Grenadiers coming under fire here, riflemen advancing in from the north, riflemen and engineers moving from the north. These Panzer Grenadiers will quickly be pushed away. Kettenkrag securing what they can at the center, and we're already seeing here pretty hard effort on the right flank. Schweres MG42 advancing up, taking up position behind a wooden cart. Not perhaps the best of defensive embankments. Wooden carts being notoriously made of wood. But still turning about, ready to stop some flanking. Panzers and them bike joining in as well, although making it a bit difficult for the Panzers to move about since they constantly have to get out of the way. Rather than trying to flank about, getting stopped with the MG42. No, they actually make it past. Bike there opens up and Panzer Grenadiers with Gewehr 43 open up as well. A bit of fire here. Engineer bites the dust in the face of the Panzer Grenadiers. Rester pulls up onto the left and flank. My goodness. Only a bit of action there. Rifleman getting shot at. Rifleman charging right through here. Can't come under quite a bit of fire. There we go. MG42 and Panzer Grenadiers doing quite a bit of work here. And we are seeing a further attempt at flanking here, in going for cutting off there. Of course, as long as it's connected to one headquarters, it doesn't matter. But still, Panzer is though taking up position in the house to sort of do their best to contain this threat. Already quite a bit of action, and Vlad going completely over the top, aggressing, flanking on all points. Barbed wire down here at every point as well, to sort of at least, minimize the amount of cover that can be taken in face of the mighty Schweres MG42. Panzer is still doing good work here, and looks like Bodhidharam will be going for the weapon support center already, and then go for a sniper. Quite interesting, not a bad idea though. And engineers and riflemen keep taking losses as the SS Panzer Grenadiere march forward. Victory in their minds, and except this one, he had a shrapnel through his mind as the mine set off. An MG42 firing off here on the flank. More MG42s. Still no bunkers still up from the Wehrmacht. No infantry again. As swiftly as possible. I would recommend, if you really are going to do for something, get up the medic bunker at least to get infantry. That way, and of course, also minimize the sort of overall attrition, overall waste. Because, every Panzer Grenadier wounded you do not pick up is essentially wasted. So kindly do not do that if you sort of want to be a good commander. And Panzer is running into a problem. Grease guns and rifle fire force them off the point. More Panzers are advancing up, firing away from a small embankment right there. Well, embankment, ditch, wall, fence. So quite a bit of action already. This is certainly going to be quite action. Again, it's also going to be a bit long. So again, this will be sort of lower quality. I hope you will understand. Riflemen though going down, quite a bit of fire. MG moving in as well. Lots of accurate Panzer Grenadier fire. and the riflemen are simply being pushed off. Too much fire. Some pulling back though to a slightly more safe position, one of heavy cover, which of course the Panzers will have to move up against, which will clearly be to the advantage of the riflemen, since Panzers right here will not have any cover, thus making things a lot more dangerous, except for Lepowitz, who decided to take a fly trip. And weapon support center is up now for Bodhidharam. Nothing though from Vlad. No medic station either though, could be helpful. I mean, again, when you have both players going for infantry again, medic station wouldn't be off either. And there we go, bunker going up for DivizionSS, and considering the placement, I mean, it won't cover a sort of vital points. I mean, a medic bunker probably would be what is to be expected. Although it is a bit, you know, exposed, a bit, you know, it's sort of in the middle of the road. Again, not the most recommendable. Looks like DivizionSS has gotten a sniper of his own, Scharfschütze. And SS troops keep pushing. MG covering the flanks right there, stopping an assault by Vlad. Quite brutally, and let's go shift over to Bodhidharam. And we are seeing medic station now going up for Vlad right there at the sort of focal point of the action, where he's close to it. Good move. In fact, he's gotten... Bodhidharam's gotten a medic station up as well, so both have medic stations. That's great to see. Machine gunner goes down. No upgrade on this bunker as of yet. Sniper sniping away at the rifleman. Panzer is pushing. Pioneers moving up as well. Bike moving in for the flank as well. Action everywhere. Achtung armies. Medics moving up, so we are in fact indeed seeing the medic bunker. And we are seeing some riflemen getting slowed down to try and contain this assault by the Americans. And yes, indeed, engineers get brutally gunned down. Riflemen sniped. I mean, this is already looking a bit grim, though, for the Americans. Although, yes, we are now seeing a bit of shift again. This area being pretty vulnerable. I mean, clear out the MG, and this could much more swiftly fall. But sadly, Vlad seems on a bit on his own. I don't even think he has grenades as of yet. Another medic station going up for him. So that's 3 medic stations from the Allies. That's going to be a lot of wounded that can be secured, although one might soon be going down. Mines are going... Oh, never mind. Kettenkrad ruined that. Achtung Minen. It reports thus the Panzers rather realize it's going to be a good idea to step away. There we go. Glider getting a bit biffed up as well. Vlad requesting fuel. He's probably then going to be going for the sort of vehicular push. Suppose that wouldn't be off the charge. More snipers for Bodhidharam, 3 infantry units and 2 snipers. And Panzers flying away madly at the medic station, shooting, kicking, even spitting a bit and swearing at it. While it looks like Vlad is moving in to sort of minimize the... Never mind, medic station is down. Vlad is too late. And more forces move in there. Panzer sniper ready. Eastern flank again. Oh, and we see a clever move here, a harassment move by Vlad. He didn't care about that. He just went there. Well, of course, all the efforts were there. Clever, very clever, Vlad. Very clever indeed. I mean, it's not exactly, you know, a huge secret, of course, that most of the effort's going on here, since that's where the Panzers are, that's where the MG snipers and everything else are. Thus, I mean, here probably not, you know, the secret line. But so far, not a lot of wounded recovered for the Allies. Reconnaissance run moving in to do a bit of work there from Bodhidharam. Probably spot out sniper, spot out enemy positions. Again, not a bad idea, you know, just to use that to sort of perhaps also use it on the base to sort of get an idea where are they. And looks like the 9th SS Panzer Division is now getting in its armoured cars. Riflemen pushing on there, though, although they have to be careful. Could be snipers, of course, the MG, and now the armoured car. Leichte Schützenpanzerwagen moving in. And another reconnaissance run. Quite aggressive with those things. And yes, indeed, he used it to get the sniper, who was not actually quite killed. He was only gravely wounded. And it's now going to serve as a regular foot soldier. I'm pretty sure he's not quite amused by that. Talking about all that ungelernte Arbeit of it. Riflemen moving in there, moving in. No, they're being forced off. I mean, the armoured car push, not exactly, you know, a highly new strategy. Although it looks like, of course, now going for the Panzer support command. Probably anti-tank half-tracks pack there. Medic bunker there. I mean, so far, I mean, it's nothing really highly new on the part of the Allied Axis. I mean, the Allies, of course, slightly more interesting. Great use of, you know, medic stations, weapon supports, and sort of push the rifle. But again, I mean, both having infantry, one going for airborne, and of course planning to actually support the other with supply drops as well. Quite clever there. And we are seeing Vlad doing his best to sort of protect the fuel here. And a reconnaissance run moving in, coming on a bit fire. What will happen? Will it be shut down? No, I think there's one getting shut down. Another armoured car arrives. Fun fact about the armoured car, at least this one, the variant, the leichte Schützen Panzerwagen, was actually phased out. It was replaced by, well, essentially the sort of infantry half-track you see from the Wehrmacht, but with the sort of gun here. Basically because it was sort of, you know, better off-road maneuverability. So the Wehrmacht actually went for that. Fun little fact, there was also a few reconnaissance tanks made, including one on the Panzer 38T, and there was also one on the Panzer 2, which was also known as the Lux, which means lynx. Snipers moving up here. A bit of quiet from the Allies. They're probably pondering, wondering what to do. And let's go look at Nixon. Ever yelling, "I am not a crook," while fighting for the SS, or the Wehrmacht. Speeding up a bit, yes, trying to do that. And there we go, MG getting sniped. Now we are, of course, seeing a shift in axis of attack. And this probably looks more like, you know, delay actions. And now we are seeing a push there. But, of course, armored cars quickly reacting. Mine goes off. Jolly good there by the axis. Booby traps, that's, of course, meaning that Nixon has gone for Scorched Earth and Scorched Americans. And, of course, Panzers quickly moving in. Some with the assault rifles, some with the Gewehr-43, some with the Kar-98K. Rifles moving into flank, but of course running into MG5 from DivizionSS. And the assault commenced, although a bit blobbed up. I mean, if Bodhidharam had a strafing run right now, he could do a lot of damage. And I mean a lot. Armoured cars supported by the bike pushing up here on the eastern flank. Anti-tanker moving in for Vlad. Supplying up for Bodhidharam, but that armoured anti-tanker needs to hurry up. Sand, battle wire and tank traps right there. And this could be the strafing run. No, that's apparently a reconnaissance run. Not entirely sure why that, though. Assault rifle equipped Panzer grenades push through, doing quite a bit of damage, cutting down some engineers, but they are fought away. Leaving the rest of the Panzer grenades to push forwards. Armoured cars, of course, continue providing a stream of auto-cannon fire. There we go, anti-tank gun moving up, snipers as well. And the anti-tank guns take quite a bit of damage. Right, I mean the armoured cars from the anti-tank gun. Sorry about that. Oh, it misses, blowing up some other structure from this railway station. Oh dear. And the armoured car makes a run for it. And of course, again, this sort of half-track, you know, just this bit, you know, being replaced with a sort of turret. Like that one. So, little fun fact there. And that light half-track itself was sort of, I believe, the production stopped about 1944, about mid-through, because the Germans sort of came to the conclusion that the regular Mittlere Schützen Panzerwagen could do the trick just as well. And of course wanted to focus production on only one thing. Bike moving in, opening, getting a sniper though from Bodhidharam. Will it completely finish it off? That could be quite nasty. And we are also seeing an observation post coming up there. So Bodhidharam, of course, sort of, you know, supplying his munitions, of course, reconnaissance runs, strafing runs, all that. In fact, he has 3 snipers right now. Bike, though, is in what you call trouble. Armoured car arrives for Vlad. But again, I mean, it's not exactly the moment of joy for the Allies. They are pretty threatened. A pretty strong defensive position has been established. A pretty solid strong point, but at the same, there's sort of the weakness that DivizionSS is only there really for support. And that means, of course, that Mr. Nixon 1980 will be taking up most of the damage, and of course that's usually considered a problem, so of course that means he'll much more quickly be drained, and then of course all of a sudden DivizionSS will sort of be there to sort of have to react, and he can't really do it probably because all he has is support units. Looks like another assault going in, a machine gun emplacement going up in the center, mortar rounds flying down. 8cm mortar team doing quite a bit of damage. I even think a sniper went down there. At least he could have. Either way, though, 5 kills, doing nicely. Assault on several points. Armoured car working on the flanks. Great. Anti-tank, half-track, or anti-tank, and we'll have to move up. Half-track for DivizionSS. Something tells me he might be going for the Stuka zu Fuß. Certainly can't imagine anything else. Again, support, but nothing really that can actually lead an assault. And he's yet to even have one grenadier team reconstituted. But so far they are holding up, but question is for how long until the Allies find the chink in their armor and do some terrible, terrible things. And looking at DivizionSS, absolutely no doctrine, not defensive, not terror, not blitzkrieg. I mean, terror, blitzkrieg of course could allow him to call in stormtroopers, allow him to use that as infantry, could allow him Stews and Tigers, and terror, for example, could allow him King Tigers and all other sorts of business. And defensive, you know, was just sort of make his support role stronger, I suppose. But again, not what I recommend. A lot of them getting caught out there. What will the Allies be doing? Sniper moving up. I mean, Jeep. Probably to catch some snipers. Mortar, half-track, and regular mortar. Quite a bit of resources being floated here by DivizionSS. Not what I like to see, though. Not what I like to see the least bit. Anti-tank gun, though, needs to get away. Getting mortared, and close to a mine. That's what you consider bad thing, but again, this sort of lack of effort right here on the eastern flank does concern me a bit. I mean, they could basically just, you know, make a feint or diversionary assault right here, and then sort of sneak in an assault here to clear out the MG and, of course, secure the rest. I mean, again, they must sort of be expecting there's not a lot over here in the east. But apparently they're all caught out about here trying to break the Schwerpunkt, rather than trying to sort of bleed it up or thaw it up. Armored car moves in. Nothing to really stop it. Another reconnaissance run. Constant reconnaissance, constant sort of, you know, keeping an eye out. Panzer Command, they're going out for DivizionSS. I might be wrong. What could he be going for? Knights Crossholders. Kenkrad could be in trouble, though, from the armored car. And there we go, in fact. Kenkrad lost. Sniper down as well. More strafing runs. And there we go, Stuka zu Fuß. Getting ready to bombard with some pretty heavy Nebelwerfer rockets. Blowing up some bits, killing a sniper. In fact, he caught on fire even. And now rushing in his armored car. Not entirely sure what Vlad is intending there. I just lost him an armored car. And looks like an attempt is made to break through here, but it seems to have quickly been thwarted. Sort of main assault here didn't really achieve much. But Americans moving in, doing a bit of harassment. Lovely to see, lovely to see. And Panzers are quickly to repair the damage done to the motorcycle. And this armored car needs to get away. It seemed to have had Allied War Machine on, but no longer, which of course means Vlad has gone for armor. Armor and airborne. Fascinating. And there we go, first supply drop in the base of Vlad. All a bit quiet, still not a single grenadier picked up. I mean, constituted. Although looks like the medics are away. No, never mind. They're hiding. Booby trapping the victory point, but riflemen advancing in right at the assault rifle, so perhaps not one of the wisest ideas, to put it mildly.
We're losing a sector.
Booby trap goes off. And looks like another move going on here, perhaps trying to break through on the western flank, which is also quite unguarded. I mean, both flanks are quite weak. Stuka zu Fuß right through the center. And another attempt at an assault right here in the east. Anti-tank on riflemen, but they are getting chewed up. Another reconnaissance run. Trying to check out the Wehrmacht base. Ostwind is up for DivizionSS. But again, no infantry, no nothing. Armored car again bites the dust, heavy losses. Bit of sniper work though from Bodhidharam. Bike actually bites the dust this time around. Some losses are actually happening, good heavens. But again, floating command points, not good. Not recommendable either. I'd also recommend perhaps getting a Panzer IV or some Knights Cross, and I'd also recommend actually pushing onwards. And again, that might actually be what's holding them back. Again, they simply don't really have the effort to push through anymore. Because again, I mean, Nixon might actually be needed to try and hold what they have, so that actually places them in a slightly precarious position. Another reconnaissance run. A lot of fire again. Austrian pulls up as well. Still no work for the medics. Oh, wait, there we go. A lonely pioneer gets pulled in. Could mean a grenadier team. Could actually mean some infantry for DivizionSS. My goodness. And returning to Vlad. More rocket fire. Of course, returning to Vlad, who of course has Allied War Machine. He might be going for some Calliopes. Let's speed this up a bit. And looks like another attack going on, this time by Bodhidharam, Sniper's Rifleman, Mortar from Vlad. MG's getting sniped, German sniper moves up, getting one of Bodhidharam's snipers, and there we go, the Grenadiers. And Rifleman ending up in what you call a lot of trouble. Ostwind has moved up on the flank, but there's a Sherman. Bodhidharam's gone for the Sherman. And of course, that's the anti-tank gun. Ostwind could be in a lot of trouble.
Enemy unit down.
Tank roadblocks, I mean, going down for Nixon to try and make things harder for, of course, an armored push in the east. Good idea there, actually.
Front lines are collapsing.
And the Ostwind went down. No idea what DivizionSS decided that was a clever idea. Mortar gets sorted out. And the Grenadiers get pushed off. Not good at all. Rifleman with BRs and grenades. That's all of a sudden some very heavily equipped riflemen there from Vlad. Half-tracks blasting away with the needle-wave rockets. Might even be knocking out one anti-tank gun. No, they killed some engineers. Nope, there we go. Anti-tank gun down. Sherman pushing through, but heavy anti-tank gun fire does push it back. Strafing run. Pinning and killing. More rocket fire.
B is in.
Still no attempt here on the western flank. That's again a bit tragic. Rifleman getting burned alive and just killed by the booby trap. Oh, Vlad, you booby. Moving up, flanking the anti-tank gun with the M8. Clever move there, clever move there. Could be knocking it out. Instead, he ends up right in front of it now. And we'll need to get away. Assault continues in the east. Armored car in trouble. Anti-tank gun pointing in the wrong direction. Anti-tank half-track no more. Mine set off. Victory points getting secured. Another Ostwind though for DivizionSS. Still not a lot of infantry. Might want to consider getting some Knights Cross or a Panzer IV at least. Sniper dies, armored cars and everything else just charging forwards. Heavy machine gun quickly pinning down the Panzer Grenadiers. Again, lots of, concentrated grinding in the center, but there's no real maneuver attempt either from the Panzer Elite or from the Americans, which I do find is a bit of a shame. More rocket fire. And another Ostwind driving right in front of things, getting shot up. And another aircraft.
Enemy unit down. We hold the initiative. At this rate, we'll be taking Berlin.
More rocket fire. Looks like, oh dear, the Sherman went down to rocket fire. Buildings getting blasted.
They're taking casualties.
This is looking pretty grim. What could be another reversal, but let's speed things up a bit. Because I think this is going to take some time before they can recuperate for another assault. Anti-tank gun getting sorted out. Slight fighting there.
Losing ground out there.
And of course, no mid-game analysis. My apologies, at least something more on the run. I mean, currently, it's a bit in the Mexico Isle way, depending on the actions of the respective commanders. Increased squad sizes, though, for the Panzer Elite forces of Nixon. Mortar rounds shattering American limbs and bones. More grenades, but they do fall a bit short. And these Grenadiers need to get out there, and they do, but it's quite a mess. There's no real attempt, you know, rather elite bit from the Panzer Elite to sort of get flank. Another reconnaissance run. There's an inordinate lot of reconnaissance runs. I'm wondering if Bodhidharam is getting paid by the Air Forces or just a lot of them. And a Calliope has arrived for Vlad and immediately sets about bombarding the Axis positions, which are now, of course, quite exposed to that. First barrage, though, doesn't achieve much. More aircraft flying over. And a Panther actually arrives for DivizionSS. And a Hummel from Nixon. That's going to do quite a bit of work. Rather than getting cut down by the armored cars, but
the enemy stands at 300 points.
Looks like the Axis are making slow approach and regaining lost ground. Repair bunker up. And another sniper cockily proclaims who's the boogeyman, despite the fact there's plenty of snipers been killed from Bodhidharam. In fact, he's quite low on infantry and other things, which is actually going to be a problem. I mean, snipers can't really push. They can support a push. They can stop another push, I suppose, but they can't, you know, actually push themselves very well. And Pioneer's running into a bit of a problem.
Enemy unit down.
And down. Panzerkampfwagen 5 advances, spotting some American engineers. Interestingly enough, there's been no attempt, it looks like, by DivizionSS to actually gain any veterancy. And Panzer going to secure an anti-tank gun, but immediately Commander 5 from the Calliope and immediately are knocked out. That's quite a blow to Nixon. Panther gets a bit too bold, gets sticky bombed. Could be in trouble. Sniper caught by American rifleman, put up against the wall of a shed and executed. Geneva Conventions be damned, he got the sergeant. And Hummel fire now beginning to shatter alongside rocket fire. Oh my goodness. Another aircraft flying in. More sticky bombs, armored cover rush again to the aid of the venerable Panzer 5. And another Ostwind arrives. He simply loves his Ostwinds. He doesn't seem to love infantry very much, though. Forward barracks up here for Nixon. Probably some defensive operations up. And Ostwind once more running into the anti-tank gun. It's one Nemesis. And an off-map Panther group by Nixon. Meaning, of course, now 3 Panthers. That's quite a bit. And the 9th SS Panzer Division actually did get their Panther battalion. Although they didn't have them when they were in the Eastern Front just before Normandy. And the Eastern area completely shattered by rockets, but nothing really actually gets hit except some medics. And who cares about those, it seems? Snipers opening up, Calliope's firing, mostly a bit of a rocket duel at the moment. Who's got the biggest and most plentiful rocket, it seems to be. Losses being incurred as German rocket fire seems to prove that at least they're the most accurate and actually most likely to kill something. Panther needs to get out of there, getting hit by anti-tank on fire. Booby traps going off. East is being slowly secured. And again, no real flanking attempt, not even an attempt to sort of break through here. Again, there seems to be a sort of lack, despite, you know, we are both, I mean, we know that some of all these players are pretty damn good, but, I mean, they just seem sort of completely obsessed with the center and just, you know, slocking out there. No real maneuver attempts. No attempt to sort of break through here. Or no real attempts through here, even, and that's only later on. 3 snipers again. I mean, if enough fire was subjected to that, someone could get killed. Save those snipers, and now we're just seeing a map dash through the center by Nixon, he's probably got all the Panzer Grenadiers upgrades and actually has gone for sprint. That's quite naughty. And a strafing run quickly punishes him for that. But an absolute mad dash by Nixon and the 9th SS Panzer Grenadiers. Knights of course have arrived, complete veterans from the Eastern Front. Veterans from older SS divisions even. We're actually getting some bloody damn infantry. About time, Division. And an MG gets finished off by the Hummel, which so far actually accounts for its only kill, which is really good. Lots of rockets arrive, and somehow, well, one somehow survives all of this, and then gets knocked out by a mortar round, which is being secured by Panzer Grenadiers who have gone for offensive veterancy, thus firing, well, more often and more accurately. More Knights Cross soldiers, now just getting a lot of them it seems like. And we are seeing an attempt here by Panther in the west. Good show. But no infantry supported. Looks like snipers are getting killed by more rockets. And let's go have a look at Nixon again. Rocket getting called in. Or am I mistaken? Yes, indeed, a firestorm. And we are in fact seeing a Allied war machine going up for Vlad. Anti-tank gun driving in right into the fire. But again, sadly, no real push in the west, although it looks like Grenadiers actually joining in now. Good, good. And there goes the machine gun emplacement, and there goes both Calipes firing madly at it, hoping to do some damage. Mostly probably destroying some trees. I'm sure Al Gore will be disappointed. Now it's cross launching an assault at a machine gun emplacement. Not much of an assault though, not a lot of grenades. There we go though, looks like the machine gun emplacement might soon be... No. There we go though, gunner down. More artillery through the center. Calipes down, machine gun emplacements down. Grenadiers getting sniped though madly by two snipers. Angry snipers. Panther and Dire need repairs. And looks like the Axis are slowly getting ground down, and of course Nixon paying most of the bill, and of course he's also slowly losing his infantry, and again that's not the sort of thing he's supposed to be doing, but he's also floating an ungodly amount of resources. Nixon, you twerp, why are you doing that?
A unit has died in action.
And the mortar team, having done so well, is actually cleared out. That's of course just moving in, probably going to get sniped. I mean, yes, they can support two sniper shots, but that doesn't mean you should be doing it like that. Another firestorm. Knocking out one mortar.
The enemy is weakening even now.
Knights Cross breaking through in the east. No, not. They're just getting killed. Never mind. Heavy losses, MG and Panzer Grenadiers. Some pioneers heroically trying to avenge their fallen Knights Cross brothers, but that doesn't seem to do much. And this is looking like an utter mess. Another Hummel getting called in. And a lot of troops of DivizionSS just being reinforced. Veterancy on the way. About damn time.
Hummels are now available for deployment.
Another attempt by Vlad. Once more not doing quite too well. Panther firing away, and again these sort of, you know, major skirmishing here, lighter fighting here, and then of course pretty much nothing here. Panther getting drawn away, trying to get away, but it might actually get knocked out by the anti-tank gun, meaning a loss of DivizionSS for his only Panther. Panzers do try to mount up, but it is simply too late. Hummel even firing, but again, might be too late. It is in fact too late, I mean. Strafing run. Oh dear, drawing them down. Snipers firing away. And more Hummel fire. Bringing out a very small battery again with not a lot of kills. Hummels are notoriously inaccurate, which is sort of the problem with them. Plus they only fire 4 shots. And it sort of basically means you shouldn't be trying to play the artillery game with the Allies. Generally, you shouldn't be playing the artillery game. This is not World War One. Another Sherman. They're up for Bodhidharam all of a sudden. Fancy that. Looks like an infantry unit went down. 1 Panzer Grenadier team losses are mounting quite excessively. And the armoured car in a bit of trouble as the Panther pounces on the Greyhound. Sherman making a good solid breakthrough in the east, except roadblocks. Though it can of course clear the way for any units to secure the victory point. Victory points in fact draining for both sides. Anti-tank gun versus Panther. Panther moving in, hoping to perhaps get some Calliope's, but more anti-tank guns. In fact, there's a lot of anti-tank guns. Nixon needs to get his Panther. Oh dear. And Panther down. The Allies, the Axis are simply getting ground down. And now looking at me, note, DivizionSS hasn't got a lot because again, most he had was, easy targets for the Calliope or, a good coordinated assault. And what he did have, he didn't actually have enough to support. Heavy damage once more. Sherman's moving in. Nothing's really stopped them. Looks like there's some sector artillery getting called in. Grenadiers being equipped with the Panzers. Ostman moving in, but no Panther. And the half-track goes down. Panther getting hunted down by Shermans. Ostman firing away at the rear. Oh dear, Knight's Cross are just moving in for everything. Panzer Grenadiers as well. Panzers have arrived. Who will win this, the Sherman or the Panther? Probably the Panther. No. Oh dear, destroyed engine, but the Panther's still there. The Sherman could be going down. 1 Panzer rocket. And there we go, main gun destroyed. The Panther's nothing to worry about. And these Knight's Cross soldiers need to get out. They're caught in the middle of everything. They're getting gunned down. Slaughtered. DivizionSS. Unit preservation. Unit preservation. You absolute terrible person. And again, just throwing in his Austrians. Clearly, it seems like DivizionSS is the really weak link in this fight. But the artillery has simply left the center right here, an absolutely charred wasteland. A moon crater. And the nice 9th SS, so previously doing well, are now struggling to hold on. Getting hammered by lots of Calibers and again sort of lacking the weapons to really push through. Which is now rather resulting in what could be their demise, and they haven't even bothered with a King Tiger. Oh, DivizionSS. You do disappoint me. But there we go, King Tiger could be called in. Another Ostwind, but again barely any units, barely any infantry. Barely any anything. Rather on the hunt. Not entirely sure what they're saying there. I do not speak Russian. Or for that matter, I do not read Cyrillic. Which I think that is.
They're losing territory.
I've been running into a lot of problems with those armored cars. And another strafing run trying to stop the Grenadiers, but doesn't come back quite much. Another strafing run right there. And looks like the reconnaissance run is also mostly stopped by Bodhidharam. Vlad has sent in the Pershing. It's certainly going to be a problem. At the same time, though, Königsjäger has arrived to support the 9th SS. Panther moves in. This could be the end for the Pershing. A very quick, mostly painless end. Taking heavy damage as the high-velocity 88mm gun on the King Tiger penetrated, and there was pretty much no tank that gun couldn't take on, I believe. Fun little fact there. And booby trap, but of course armored cars do not have to worry about booby traps. Not much at least, of course that's a little fun fact. In that sense it works quite nicely. Of course, yeah, don't get protected from Panther shots, nor the King Tiger, the Königsjäger Tiger 2. One of its many names. And a bit of quiet, so let's speed things up again. Panzer Grenadiers of Nixon launching up as well for an assault. And there we go, a major assault sprinting in madly with assault rifles and artillery in support, anti-tank, and getting knocked out. Absolute carnage. King Tiger breaking through, taking heavy damage from Calipes. Mortars, riflemen, anti-tank guns getting sorted out. No anti-tank grenades, so that could have been helpful, I think. And there we go, the assault has stopped, but the King Tiger advances. But where's the support? Where's the Panther? Don't send it in on its own. Yes, it's a King Tiger, but it still needs support. And getting it too close. Into trouble. Rifle moving in from behind as well. This could be the demise of the King Tiger simply because someone decides to move in without support. No armored cars or Panther or anything. Disgraceful. Although the Hummels have racked up quite some kills by now. Armored cars sort that out. King Tiger though still in trouble and the engine has been damaged. Looking a bit grim. The Axis though, the 9th SS is still holding on, but for how long? Did I ever mention what force the American were from? Actually, I don't think so. Let's say 3rd Armored Division. That it might just have been so long a game, I've forgotten. Now, the way Calliope Barrage flattening the center again, just lots and lots of artillery. Too much of a static fight, and again, I'd say a huge failure from the Panzer League commander. He was simply too defensive, not aggressive enough again. Major problem, in particular again, when your Wehrmacht teammate decides, to take the support role and not do enough.
Enemy has 100 points and counting down.
And more Hummel fire. Continuing to shatter. Somehow, I'm not entirely sure how they actually manage it. But apparently with enough heavy fire you can kill something. I mean, again, there's not a lot of features left from what otherwise was pleasant countryside, but again, just lots of artillery. Looks a bit silly now. Panzers moving on, and they actually have, well, the Allies have a lot less victory points left. Another push in the center. Sticky bomb on the Panther, which exposed itself. Panzer is moving forwards. Lots of assault rifles. Looks like he doesn't have any other left. No, wait, there are those in the east. Coming under heavy fire. King Tiger getting repaired. Repair party is moving in as well. Ostwind. In fact, looks like the Axis have very little victory points left. And another Calliope barrage. Looks like the Panzers just narrowly avoid the area of the barrage. Rifleman down. Looks like that was pretty much a huge massacre. Gewehr 43s could be picked up. I mean, BARs could be picked up. Sniper fire. Where are the Hummels when you need them? There we go. And I imagine that sniper is going to be somewhere, yes indeed, in the area of bombardment. Will he survive it though? Looks like it. No, he actually died. Fancy that. I wonder how much actually died in that one barrage.
Down to 200 points.
Calipers are still there. Pershing is still there. And again, the Axis just aren't really pushing, although now with the pretty heavy saturation, they could be trying to push through. Will they? Will the King Tiger be pushed to the fore? Yes, indeed. Will there be infantry? Will there be Panthers? Will there be everything such a push needs? Will they be running into a lot of trouble and get gunned down? This could be it. This could be the make it or break it moment for the Axis. They need to shut down the Calipers. They need to break the Pershing. They need to break the armored back of Vlad.
Enemy unit down.
No, they actually seem to have lost the stomach for it. Again, just simply too timid. Again, not really proper attitude for the Wehrmacht, which rather stress, you know, always trying to be aggressive, defensive. This should always be considered a temporary state of mind. You should always be ready to attack and seize ground, and as you might have noticed, they're not really acting according to that. And now flaps, and back to the fighting. Armor coming into problem. There we go. This could be the last charge of the 9th SS. They have one chance to redeem themselves, these two commanders. Armor cars moving up on the flank though, but of course there's a Pershing. Riflemen have been reconstituted from the medic station. Jolly good. And more artillery hoping to crumple everything in. Oh my goodness. Calibers though seem pretty unharmed. Armor car down. No, that's Nussman actually. King Tiger moves forward. Where's the King Tiger? Where's the armored cars? Where's anything? Again, an absolute lack of coordination, an absolute lack of pushing, an absolute lack of a properly coordinated Axis armored assault. Disgraceful. Barely anything left. I've barely got any energy left. This is quite exhaustive. And the King Tiger just keeps killing. 16, 17 kills. Well, I think the Hummels have outdone it by now. Yes, indeed. Amounting to 42 infantry kills. I don't think Hummel is the meaning of life. And again, another glorious Calliope show. Absolutely shattering everything in between. And the Panzer Grenade is running right through it. Oh, dear. I think that was Heinz who got a bit of a flying trip. That was a V1 right there? Why there? German sniper arrives, spotting a bit. And the Hummel shells fly. It's a bit too far. Oh, things are just falling utterly apart for the Axis. King Tiger being quickly repaired. King Tiger firing as Panzer Grenadiers are doing what they can to actually keep it functional, keep it repaired, keep it fighting. Sector artillery, mortar rounds, Pershing, anti-tank gun. And for some reason, some Knights Cross again moving in from DivizionSS, and once more just getting absolutely murdered. And let's speed it up again. Looks like the Panzer Grenadiers are once more making one charge. And this time it looks like they will not be making out alive. Getting sniped, getting blasted, getting killed, shot, suppressed.
Infantry squad reporting capture.
Rifleman team though does bite the bullet, but the Pershing just keeps killing. And there we go, the King Tiger limping into the front. Hummel's firing in support madly. huge plumes of dust being kicked up, but again, an utter failure in Axis strategy, I would say. Although again, the Allies certainly could also have been a bit more aggressive on the flanks. Now, Knight's Corps suddenly arriving on the west. Suddenly something is actually happening there.
Enemy unit down.
Let's just speed this up a bit. And finish it off. And points are draining for the Axis. And again, they simply lack the forces to really push. And again, more specifically, DivizionSS really lacks anything. And there we go. Game over. Loss for the 9th SS Panzer Division. They failed against the 3rd. And of course, what the bloody hell can we learn from this? Well, I mean, the problem really came down again to this sort of usual Axis strategy. Sometimes you see, you know, one goes fully support, one goes for the sort of all doing actual fighting. Again, that's sort of the sort of problem. One gets ground down, and then the other sort of, you know, can't really make any push. All his resources sort of more static elements. And of course also gives the opponent, particularly if they both go on infantry, of course, the great advantage. They can choose where to strike, and of course strike with the utmost force. And although it did strange now, as of course is a huge lag with both sides, the center is up with basically a huge wall of attrition in the center, though they still won. Although again, they could have probably done a bit better by now attacking in the flanks more often. And the same with the Axis, but again, DivizionSS should have gotten more infantry, more armor, and again, he should generally just not have been so defensively minded and not really aggressive. But, I mean, there you go. I do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane, saying cheers.